What's up, ladies and studs? It's your man Mike, and it's Tuesday, so y'all know what that means. So today we're going to give you a basic introduction to guitar. If you're completely new, this is the video for you. We're going to cover some of the terminology. We're going to cover the 4 bass chords that you really need to play a lot of songs and to get started and get on your way. And just cover the basic things you need to know getting started in guitar. So this is a 6-string acoustic guitar. Now the first thing we're going to learn is that these are called frets. So if you're wanting to play a song and I say put your hand in a certain fret, anywhere in between these bars would be those frets. So this would be the first fret between this bar and this one. This would be the second. So that's the first thing we're going to cover, and so on and so on. These are the tuning pegs. They tune the guitar. The way the strings are tuned is to E, A, D, G, B, E. Now the easiest way I found to remember that is Eddie, A, Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. E, A, D, G, B, E. Eddie, A, Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. That's the easiest way to remember it. So just keep that in your mind. And now you know the string names. So now when we start to form chords and I tell you to put your finger, let's say I tell you to put your finger on the E string of the 2nd fret, that could be here, could also be here. These are both E strings. One of them's the high pitch E, one of them's the lower pitch. Eddie, A, Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. So now let's jump in to some basic chord construction and the 4 chords you really need to start playing now that we know some of the terminology. Alright, so the first chord we're going to deal with is a G. And there are 2 ways you can play it. This way and this way. This is the main way we'll be focusing on because this is the way that gives you a lot of options as a beginner to play a lot of songs. But if you want to play it the other way, all you're going to have to do is raise this 3rd finger and you have it the other way. So let me show you the chord real quick. This is what it looks like. Come in close. Alright, so now that we know what frets and the string names are, the way you're going to play this chord is your first finger goes on the 2nd fret, that's this one, the 2nd fret, on the A. Your 2nd finger goes on the 3rd fret, on the E. And these 2 fingers, just to simplify, are going to stay on the bottom 2 strings at that same 3rd fret. That is a G major. If you want to play the other G, all you have to do is raise your 3rd finger. That's your first chord. Let's step into learning your next chord. If you've got the G down, the next chord's really easy. There are 2 different ways to play it. There's this way. That's a C chord. We're going to learn the C chord. And there's this way. We're going to learn this way because it's coming from our G major. We'll have an easier time switching for beginners. So that's the way we're going to learn. Come take a close-up look at the chord. Now this one's super easy. If you've already learned the G, the only thing you have to do, make your G form and then move each of these fingers down 1 string. Move your first finger down 1, move your 2nd finger down 1 string. That's it. That is your C chord. And that is a C chord. Now, let's move from the C that we're going to be using primarily and move over to the E minor. Now the E minor is really, really simple. All you're going to do is move this finger up 1 string on that 2nd fret. So you're going to move this finger 1 string. And you're just going to put this one under it on the string right below it on the 2nd fret. So basically the first finger goes on the A string 2nd fret. And the 2nd finger goes on the D string 2nd fret, and that's your E minor. You can also play this with your other 2 fingers lifted. You want a deeper tone. So between these 3 chords, Now let's go ahead and teach you another 2 chords that are really great and that you can go ahead and start playing a lot of songs with. So now we're down to your 4th and final chord. But at the end, I'm going to throw in a 5th bonus chord that I wished I had known as a beginner, because if you know it, it's really simple to play and opens up the doors to a lot more songs. But first, let's handle this one. Alright, this one's the D. Still, these 2 fingers are in the same place they were with every other chord. So these fingers aren't going to move. Your first finger right here is going to go 4 strings down from the top on the 2nd fret, right there on the G string, 2nd fret. Your second finger is going to go on the very bottom 2nd fret, that high E. Take a zoom in look at this. Now this is the easy D, and this is the one we'll be playing primarily. But if you want the other variation, you just take your pinky up. And that's why we have this second finger here, because they're actually holding the same string. This one's holding the high E in the 3rd fret, and this one's holding in the 2nd, which means by just lifting these fingers, we can create a different sound. And that allows us a lot of range to really spice up our songs. But primarily, you'll just do it like this, starting off. And you don't even have to strum all the strings. You can pretty much just strum those 4. And that's the D. So this is the 5th and last chord we're going to cover in this video. It's your bonus chord. You're going to hold all the same strings you do as you did with the D. And the only difference is you're going to take this thumb and bring it over the top and grab that string in the 2nd fret. Now if you have trouble reaching your thumb all the way around, I'm going to show you the way I play this chord. It's the same exact strings you hold down, but a different way to do it that makes it a whole lot easier. But it's good to know both ways, because this way will help you transition from a D to that chord really fast. Now this chord's name is a D over F sharp. And it's a chord I really wished I had in the beginning, because a lot of songs use it. And it's just one more chord that helps you really transition. So here's how you play it. Everything the same as the D chord. And you just bring your thumb over on that 2nd fret to hold the E string. You strum all the strings. Now, another way, the way I like to play it, is like this. I'm still holding down all the same strings, but instead of using my thumb, I'm using my index finger now. And the way you're going to do that is put your index finger on that E, 2nd fret, your 2nd finger on the G, 2nd fret, and these 2 stay on that bottom just as before. The reason I like playing it this way is because if I come from a G, it's really easy to transition, and then right to an E minor. Now, I call that the box, and the reason being is I'm basically just doing my chords in a square, from here to here, from here to there, from there to there. And it'll help you really build coordination in playing, and you can go either way. So you go from that G to F to D over F sharp to E minor to C. You can go the other way too. G to C to E minor to that D over F sharp. And you don't have to start on the G. You can start on the E minor. You can start on the C. This will just help you build that coordination to play these chords very smoothly. That's a little exercise I'd like for you to do, and you can do on your own to really get better at playing the chords so you can move right into the songs. Now that you know your 5 chords, your 4 and your bonus chord, let me show you a few of the songs you're capable of playing. Now these 5 chords can really play hundreds and hundreds of the pop songs out today. I mean, they're really the only 5 chords you need to get started and make people believe you're really good at guitar. But I'm just going to give you a few examples, since this ain't really a how to play a song tutorial, it's more of a introduction to guitar. But a few examples are, you know I'm a chicken fried, cold beer on a Friday night, pair of jeans if you're just right, and the radio up. Or, when I first saw her bikini top on her, she was bopping right out of the South Georgia you them long tan legs, couldn't help myself, so I walked up and said. So that's 2 songs right there. And this is known as a capo. If you don't know what that is, you don't need to. But wherever you put the capo on, it'll change the pitch a little bit and give you even more of an advantage to play even more of a spectrum of songs with the same chord. So let's say I put it here on the 4th. Start over. Now I'm going to show you how to play even more songs with the same chords. If you get yourself a capo, it changes the key that the guitar is playing in, and wherever you put it on the neck, you can still use those same chords to play a variety of even more songs. I'll show you what the capo does. Basically, these are the frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, as we learned earlier. Wherever you put the capo on, it just resets that. So if I put the capo on the 2nd fret, we'd now go 1, 2, 3. We slide it down. Wherever the capo ends, that'll be your 1st fret. 1, 2, 3. So wherever you put this capo, the next fret will be your 1st fret. So if you play a G, primarily on the 3rd fret with these 3 fingers, and 1 on the 2nd, you put a capo on, you still play on that 2nd and 3rd fret, but you're actually going to be playing on the 2nd and 3rd fret from the capo. So it'd be here, which is actually your 5th and 6th fret. So wherever you put the capo on, that's where your 1st fret starts from then on out. So whatever chords you play, if they're played in the 1st fret, the 2nd fret, the 3rd fret, you can change the key of them just by throwing a capo on and moving your fingers. A good example to use those chords in the capo would be Howie Day Collide. That's a G. That's the D over F sharp. That's the E minor. And that's the C. Now, all we're going to do is put a capo on so we can get a different sound. The dawn is breaking, the light shining through. And just like that, we can play another favorite pop song with the same 4 to 5 chords. It's just that easy. So get yourself a capo and learn these 5 chords, and you'll be well on your way to playing very, very, very many songs. I mean, you'd be surprised at how many of the hit songs you listen to can be played with these 5 chords. And I intend to do a tutorial on a lot of the songs that use these 5 chords, so be looking out for that in the future if you're a beginner and want a lot of songs to really put under your belt. If this video helped you at all, please remember to give it a like, please comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, God bless. We're out.